going to be picking up much moving forward for the Xbox One, at the moment at least. So the next time I do it, it'll probably be in my overall game collection, which I might do in like July or something. This is my 2021 one. It's different from my last one. There's got to be at least 12 to 15 different games in this one. Some of these were gifts from you guys, so I will point those ones out when I get to them. Some of those are still sealed. I will get around to playing them, and I have other games that I bought that are still sealed as well. I have a little section I'll do. I think I have 8 still sealed games, but anyway, let's get started. They're not in alphabetical. They're in partial alphabetical order, but not really. I'm just gonna start grabbing them. I got 3 stacks over on the bed over there. So first one is Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Haven't beaten this one yet. It was cheap. It was like fucking $6 or $7 new a few years ago. It's cool. You're using a Big Boss, or I won't spoil it, but there's twists there as well. Kiefer Sutherland voices him. Really starts off hot. Really good opening. And then you're just going around Afghanistan, and I'm pretty sure it's Afghanistan. And you're like building Mother Base. Is that what it was called in this one? Yeah, build and defend Mother Base. You can like kidnap people like animals and throw a little balloon on them and shoots them into the sky. Pretty decent open world though, and obviously you're doing missions and stuff, and I think there's side stuff as well. Like I said, it's been a while. Eventually I'll get back into it like a lot of these other games, but it looks really good, that's for damn sure. Skyrim Special Edition. I did a few gameplays on this. I need to do another gameplay on it maybe this month. I got this one because it was cheaper. It was like $16 or something, and it has all the DLC that I did not play. So it's got what is it? The Hearthfire one where you can build your houses, which is fun. Dragonborn and Dawnguard, the vampire one, which was pretty cool too. Dragonborn was cool because you go to the island that's off of Morrowind. It's like in between Morrowind and Skyrim. And that was the same island that was part of the Blood Moon DLC for Morrowind. So it was cool going there and getting a different vibe and seeing the old school Morrowind stuff again. Not all of it, but there was like a Silt Strider in there and stuff. A lot of cool stuff. It was cool. And it was good DLC. The Dawnguard one was pretty good too. I chose to be a vampire. You can choose to either pretty much kill them or kill the Dawnguard people. And then I got the cure to not be a vampire anymore because I was getting bored of it. But you got like special powers and stuff. But yeah, Skyrim, it's awesome. Played a ton of it again for like the 3rd time. And I still haven't finished the Thieves Guild in this one. I did the Companions, I did the Dark Brotherhood, and the College of Winterhold, the Mage's College one. I've done some of the Thieves one, but not all of it. And it looks slightly better than it did on the 360 and the PS3, I suppose. Still classic though. Whoops. Next one here, Siberia 3. I've not played this one yet. I did like the first Siberia. It's a point and click game. And this one I got as part of a 4 for 10. Or 4 for 20. I think it was 4 for 20, actually, not 4 for 10. This was like right before the pandemic took hold. I got some of these. Rise of the Tomb Raider. Really cool Tomb Raider game. This actually was supposed to be Resident Evil Revelations 2, which I ended up getting later on. But they didn't actually have it. Or no, they gave me the first one, and then I went back inside. I'm like, oh, I want the second. They're like, oh shit, we don't have it. So I just chose this, even though I'd already played it. Cool Tomb Raider game. A little bit too much like the first one. personal favorite Shadow of the Tomb Raider of these 3 newer reboots. This one's still cool though. Kind of open world-ish. It is open world, but you're in like specific areas at first, and you gotta progress, then you can go back to them through fast travel. And the tombs are really cool in this. The combat's good. The tombs are where it's at though in this. I downloaded some of the DLCs for this. It was like dirt cheap on sale, so I just downloaded them off of the Xbox Live Store. Cool game though. Trine the Ultimate Collection. It's got all 4 Trine games in it. We've beaten. I played this with my fiance. We beat the first 2 here. The game can be frustrating. It's really pretty. Okay, really pretty game. The gameplay is fun, but it can be a little bit frustrating. But like I said, it looks cool, and once you get down to it and the hang of it, it's fun. You could use these 3 people. I forget their names. It's been a little while. And this one actually comes with a map, which is always nice to see. Anything on the inside these days is nice to see. South Park: The Fractured But Whole. This is the Steelbook Gold Edition. It's 2 different sides on it. Really cool game. I like this one better than Stick of Truth. Stick of Truth's cool too, but Stick of Truth had like turn-based role-playing, standard Final Fantasy type, but you only had 2 characters. I think it was only 2. This one is like a Gladius. You're on a grid, and you can move a certain amount of squares and stuff. So it's a little more involved in this. I think you have 4 characters this time. I can't remember. It's been a while. This one has all the DLC in it. That's why I got it, because I already played it from Gamefly. And it's got the Stick of Truth in here, which I haven't downloaded because I played that as well. But it's funny. If you like South Park, it's just like a super long episode. It is cool going around the town and stuff because it just looks like the show. And Matt Stone, Trey Parker did the voices and wrote it and stuff or whatever. So it's really cool. If you're into South Park, you're gonna like it. If you're not, you might not care for the humor. I don't know, but it still is a good game in terms of the gameplay and stuff. Is really good. Sunset Overdrive. This is one of the better Xbox One exclusives. This was made by Insomniac, the people who do Ratchet and Clank, and they did the Spider-Man game, and the Resistance games as well. They pretty much went back to Sony because they didn't make anything else for Xbox One after this. This is an awesome open world game though, really colorful and bright. I think it's like a drink that's turning people into like zombie creatures. And you fight like pretty big bosses and stuff, and like all of Insomniac games, you get crazy weapons. King Buzzo from the Melvins is in this for a little bit. And there's all tower defense stages too, you do, briefly. It's a really, really cool game. I didn't play the DLC for this either. But I was going to do a top 5 Xbox One exclusives. Actually, no, not that. I'm going to do my top 5 Xbox One games. And I was always deciding if I wanted to put this in it or not. But this is an awesome game. Pick it up. I got this for like $4 new off of eBay a while back. It's definitely an awesome game, though. The Lego Harry Potter collection. This was a gift from my Amazon wishlist. Thank you. I'll just say thank you to the people who got them. I can't remember some of the names, admittedly. I do have them written down who got what. So when I bring them up, I'll just say thank you to the person who did get it. They also got other games other than this. This person. I do know that. But this is cool because it's, once again, I don't know how much better it looks in the remaster, but these are both awesome Lego games. If you're into Harry Potter, it's well worth it. It's awesome just going around Hogwarts and doing all this stupid stuff, finding little hidden secrets and stuff. stuff, because that's what's cool about the Lego games. You gotta get certain people who have different abilities, and then it unlocks more things you can go do and stuff, so it's a nice progression system in these games, always has been. But it's really good. I beat years 1 through 4 again. I beat these both originally back in the day, but again I beat this one, and I gotta start 5 through 7. Mass Effect Andromeda. This game gets a lot of shit. Honestly, I liked it quite a bit. Is it as good as the other ones? Probably not. 2 is my favorite. I didn't play enough of 1, so I'm glad to hear that 1 is getting, I think it's all 3 that are getting the full remaster. I played some of 1 back in the day, like 5-6 hours. And then later on, I had gotten 2 and 3. And I was meaning to sell them, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to play them. And 2 was fucking amazing. 3 was really good too. The ending was a little bit weak, but whatever. This one takes place like well into the future, like during the 3rd game. Pretty much arcs were sent out with people on them into deep space to find new planets, and you start waking up out of your cryo sleep, and you like kind of terraform planets and stuff. It's kind of cool. Not super in depth, but you know, they build like a little town type thing. Good variety in the planets. The story's a little overall, but you're doing a lot of stuff you did in the other ones. You're fun, you know, you're going around in your ship and you're like drilling kind of to get resources and stuff. The gameplay's still fun. You got your little jeep or whatever it's called. You're flying around the planets you go to. Like I said, good variety in the planets. It looks pretty good. You can either use, I think I used a female. It's like a brother and sister. They both play into the story, but I said I really liked it. A lot of people thought it was terrible. I did not think it was terrible. But it was not as good as the other ones, I will say that. Dead Rising, this was another gift. Thank you to the person who got it. It's just a slight, I guess, remaster of Dead Rising, which is fucking awesome. I love this. One of my top games of all time. I've said before, it's my personal favorite Dead Rising, but it is not, in my opinion, the best Dead Rising. I would say 3 is the best game in the series, and probably another top 5 Xbox One exclusive. So that game's awesome, but this one started it all. Got Frank West here, the classic Frank West. You're in the mall. It does not say it on this one, but on the original 360 version, it was like, this has nothing to do with Dawn of the Dead, because it's pretty much just Dawn of the Dead. You can't do combo weapons in this one. That came about in 2. You can't combine weapons in this one. But it's still cool getting, like, going to the sword store and you get an axe or a sword. It's always fun getting certain weapons. And there's psychos you gotta play and stuff that are hanging in the mall. And if you do lose, you can keep playing. But it's not the same if you screw up the story. Yeah. Alright, quickly, I'm gonna go through actually, you know what? I'll save the sealed games till the end. I'll do these next 2 here. Dark Pictures Anthology, Man of Medan. It's kind of like a point and click, choose your own adventure type game. You can see how many people you can get to live or die in this if you make certain mistakes or choose different things and stuff, or mess up quick time events. That's how the people died in these, for me at least, or through botched quick time events. But it's cool. Good acting. Pretty good story, and pretty creepy. This one's creepier than the second one for sure. And here's the second one, Little Hope. I like this one better, but it was not as creepy. The first one had the dude who plays Iceman, and he played a lamplighter in The Boys, which is kind of funny. This has the kid from, he was in Where the Millers, and he was in, I think 2 of the Maze Runner. He's been in stuff, he's been in a decent amount of stuff. Same thing though, the other one took place on a ship. This one takes place in a town called Little Hope. And you're like going back and forth through time, and like your people are all people in the past as well, and you gotta figure out this twist at the end, which I won't ruin. that plays into everything, but it's not as creepy, but this one still has its moments. For sure. And it's exciting for the third one. I'm excited for the third one. This one can be played on Xbox Series X as well. Mafia 3. It's one I started playing and put down, unfortunately. Use Lincoln Clay here. I'm pretty sure that's his name, right? Yeah, it says there in the back. 1968, New Bordeaux, Louisiana. It's pretty much supposed to be New Orleans. I think I said in the past, this game starts hot, man. Like, you come back from the war and you're doing some missions, and you get fucked over, and it's fucking intense, man. Like, there's a cool mission where you rob a bank and you gotta blow up the basement to get into the sewer, and you got a boat waiting. And then the other, like, head mob people who, like, control the whole thing. Like, other families, I guess, control certain areas, but the other people, like, they control everything. And they put a bullet in your head and kill your buddies. And then you come back from that, and it's just really intense, man. It really sets the stage for, like, alright, I want to take shit over. That's what you're doing. You're taking out the bosses. You gotta do certain missions to then take out the main guy and stuff. I gotta start playing this again, too, because it was fun. A great soundtrack, too, from the 60s. This one I talked about in my in Jen's vid, Maneater. I'll briefly just go over. You play as a shark in this game. Not the first game he plays a shark in, but it's like an RPG. They say it on the Shark PG, but it's like a RPG. You can upgrade your shark and stuff in his little bases in each area. It's an over-the-top story I've mentioned. That you use the shark in the beginning, and the guy catches you and kills you. And then he cuts the baby out, which is this shark that you use the rest of the game. And he scars it, and then that baby shark bites the hand off the dude. And you're trying to get revenge on him and some other hunters as well. But it's good, kind of stupid fun. You're going after, like, I was getting my ass kicked by, like, a level 10 crocodile. There's barracudas, crocs. I should say alligators, not crocodiles, alligators. Other tough fish, I don't know all of them, but there's like groupers and regular fish you gotta eat to get health back and stuff, and obviously you can take out people as well. Another one I had on that in-gen list, Evil Within 2. Very underappreciated in my opinion, survival horror game. You don't hear a lot about this, even though it was really hyped when it came out. I feel like it just went right under the radar after that, but it's good. A slight kind of open world. So the first two areas you can kind of run around, kind of at your leisure, finding collectibles and stuff. There's a little hidden thing that happens from time to time with this like ghost woman comes after you have to do those things. That's pretty creepy actually. Overall, it's got good atmosphere. Pretty creepy bosses. Pretty good combat. You can like make ammo and stuff like that in this. Looks pretty good. It's a pretty cool game overall, honestly. And there's little mini games in this I didn't mention in the other video. I just thought of them now. You can do like the little target shooting. There's that one, and there's another one where like the targets are around you, but there's another one. It's like almost like a puzzle game type thing. We got to shoot certain colors to have them like get more points and stuff. It's actually really cool. And if you get certain levels of points, you get like rewards or whatever. Good game. Walking Dead, the final season. I want to get the redo they made with all of them in it, but they're in the art style of this one because the first 3 seasons had a different art style. They still look good, but this one looks really like a comic book. But anyway, here's Clementine here. She's all grown up. She was a child. She's still pretty much a child in this one, but she's really young in the first one. When you use Lee, Lee's still my favorite character out of all of them. One of my favorite video game characters. Such a well-done character. But she's now like, Lee, she's looking after this kid who was born in the second one, I believe. I can't remember his name. You use him briefly too, I believe. With these games, you gotta make choices. This one's cool because you meet up with other kids and you're like in a boarding school. It's in the woods. It's now obviously abandoned, so it's a good scenery. One of the people pop up from the first one too in this. But type stuff. You gotta make choices. People are gonna be pissed at you. Some people will die because of choices and stuff. Fitting end to these games, although I do believe they made another one. But obviously it has nothing to do with these people. And here's the Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. Dual pack. It's just 2 games based off the TV shows. They're fun to play with other people for sure. Not much to say about that. I'm trying to see if I fucked up one of the gifts and didn't mention it, but I don't think so. This one was a gift. Thank you to the person who got it for me. Assassin's Creed Chronicles. Cool game. It's all 3 of the stories in it. This one's in India here with this guy. She is in the China one, and this guy in the end with the gun is in the Russian one. It's cool 2D art where you can kind of go up and down, kind of, like it's not all like this. You can also go back into the next part of the environment or whatever. Combat's pretty good. Each game has like different, like there's parrots in the India one and stuff. I think there's dogs in the China one, or maybe they're in the Russian one. That will alert guards. It's just like Assassin's Creed, except it's 2D. But you have all the cool moves. You gotta hide in the shadows. You can grab people, throw them, hide them, so you can't get seen and stuff. And you get graded on each area you do, which is kind of cool for sure. Another cool game that I gotta get back into. Assassin's Creed Chronicles. Chronicles 4. Another hidden gem one that I did. Awesome game. Looks great. I have not beaten it yet, but it's really good. It's just like the other ones, or the first one that I played, 2 and 3. I think I said are on the Vita. I mean the PSP, but you can get them on the Vita too. And Valkyria Revolution's different. It's like a Dynasty Warriors type game, I believe. This one's the classic strategy stuff. Your guys have a gas meter in your tank. You can only run a certain amount. You gotta get behind it, covering stuff before that runs out, because if you're left in the open, you will get your ass kicked. You can recruit characters. You have the main characters that become part of your squad, but you can recruit other ones as different types of units and stuff that do different things, like all these kind of games. Like I said, it has an awesome paint. It looks like a painting. The graphics, it's really good. The Blitz system is what they call it. It's just on back. It's a really cool game. I need to get back into this one as well, man, because it is good. It's fun. It's satisfying when you beat a level. Because some of the levels will take you like up to an hour to beat the mission. So there's a lot of gameplay here. This one was a gift and also was on my hidden gems as well. Thank you to the person who got it for me. Call of Cthulhu. Cool. Another underrated, in my opinion, survival horror game. Not a lot of combat in this, but you're like a detective here trying to solve the mystery. You end up in an asylum at one point. The Shambler is a cool enemy, a boss that you gotta beat with a unique way. You gotta stab a painting with a specific knife, which is cool. You guys starting to lose it. There's a couple of different endings as well. It's a really cool game, and it has a cool look. It has a similar look to like I've said this, like a Dishonored or like a BioShock, kind of not the same, but that in that kind of vein of that kind of graphic look. I don't know, I really like this one a lot, actually. I might play it again to try to get a different ending. It's not overly long. Red Dead Redemption 2. I think I did one gameplay on this. Did I do one or two? I think one. Talked about this one in my review. Just absolutely amazing game. Just fucking amazing. You can't even say anything else in this. Use Arthur Morgan here. He's another just phenomenal character. So good. So well done. Graphically, one of the best games I've ever seen. One of the best open worlds, and the most realized open world I've ever seen, with just stuff going on in the way. The detail is just crazy in this game, man. People remember things. There's cool side quests. Even the side quest characters are memorable. There's just so much going on in this game. It's so freaking good, man. Can't say enough good things about this game. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Amazing game. Not my top 5 Assassin's Creed games, but open world games, it's freaking good. This world is huge in this game. I think this actually is the biggest world, I think. Maybe it isn't anymore. You can use either this guy or his sister. I used the girl, I can't remember her name. What was her name? Alexios is the guy's name, I can't remember her name. Was it Alexandra or was it something else? Does it say it on here? No, it doesn't. But I heard like she was the one to use for the story. But it doesn't have a true Assassin's Creed tight feel in a tight city. But it is an awesome game. You got your ship combat. It doesn't feel, the combat's still good, but I feel like you don't have to sneak as much in this game. You can, but you can just pretty much go about beating the shit out of people. And it does have the epic, it says, I didn't mean to say that, but the big battles where you go in certain points and it's like huge. It says 150 versus 150 and you gotta kill certain guys and the meter goes up and down depending on who's winning the battle. That's fun. It's just a really cool game. It's long. It's just in terms of Assassin's Creed, I wouldn't call it one of my favorites, but in terms of an overall game, it's really freaking good. And you got all the god type stuff in it because that's what takes place. And you can take out forts and do stuff, and you gotta like gain control of areas and stuff like that. Cool game. And this is one I have not beaten. Origins, the one that came before it, even though I guess it's the Origins, the Assassins, because in the last one they're not assassins. They're called the Cult of Cosmos. That was the only thing that really gave it or one of the only things that gave it a real Assassin's Creed feel. You did have the Cult of Cosmos stuff. This one takes place in Egypt, though. Also looks awesome. Also big game world. I think this is kind of the one that kind of moved it away from the tight feeling of Assassin's Creed to something else, which is still good. It's just different. I need to play more of this one, though, for sure, because this one's really good as well. I forget his name, too. I need to grab a little drink here. Sorry about that. Battlefield 1. This one I got for cheap new. I didn't play any online. I have not beaten the story mode, but I wanted to get the story mode because you use different people in it. And it's awesome. You would like different parts of the story, or like at World War, and use those like flying missions, tank missions, just on the ground missions. It's really cool. It looks really good. And they do a good job of, because Battlefield's big open multiplayer, they do a good job in the single player of giving you that feel as well, which is really cool. You should use Lawrence of Arabia in this one as well, which I have not done yet. It's like a map, and you can choose which scenario you want to do. Really cool game. You go on blimps and stuff. It's really good. Pretty sure I use this dude as well. Because in the beginning you're just getting you use a bunch of people and you have to use them until you die on purpose, and then it opens up to the main thing. Really cool game that I do need to finish. I don't think I'd ever play it online, to be honest with you. But yeah. Battlefield 1. Here is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I played some of this on the 360. But this one I got at that church thrift store for $3, so I grabbed it. Eventually I'll get around to playing it. Who knows when. Call of Duty World War II. This one I beat. This one was cool. Really intense, good acting, looks great. Breaks it up with some kind of spy type missions as well in there for a brief period. It was really cool. I know some people didn't like this one. I thought it was good. I didn't play multiplayer on this either. intense. You know, these board games are always intense, but I didn't play zombies either. But yeah, cool game though. It was a cool single player. Destroy All Humans. I have not played this yet. I didn't play this back in the day, but I picked it up on GameFly. It was like $12. It looked cool back then, and I was like, you know what, I want something, and then I got it and have not played it yet. But as it says, you use an alien. So it's always fun to just destroy all the humans, right? It looks fun though. I need to get around to playing it at some point. Like I said, there's a lot of games here that I gotta play, and that's not including the Switch as well, and the Vita. Here's a Doom. I got this at a garage sale like 2 years ago for $5. Fast pace, just crazy, old school type Doom feel. You're running around, you're like, I think it's your like basic gun that you have just doesn't run out of ammo. You're running super fast, blowing demons to pieces and stuff. Looks good. It's just good, fun gameplay. I would assume the new one, Doom Eternal's, like it as well. And I've not played multiplayer on here either. Get this one out of the way. It's the only game I have that doesn't have its actual case. Assassin's Creed Unity. Generic GameStop case. A lot of people said this, and I would agree. Even though I'm not a huge fan of this game. This is the last one that has the... you know what? Syndicate still has the Assassin's Creed feel, but this one definitely has it in terms of that tight, like Assassin's Creed 2, 3, the first kind of tight areas. Especially 2 and 3. You know, the kind of tight, you're in a city type feel. It's not a bad game. It takes place during the French Revolution. It bothers me sometimes. It's glitchy, and I got screwed because I downloaded free DLC and I went to a mission that I thought was my next mission, but it was part of the DLC mission, so now I have to do like 3 or 4 things before I can go back to the regular stuff, which is annoying. But it looks alright. It's a classic Assassin's Creed, running through stuff, jumping on buildings, climbing across, wires and ropes or whatever. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Another just freaking amazing game. It's probably between this and Red Dead Redemption 2, which is my favorite game of that generation. Use Geralt here, another awesome character. I love these games. I love the books. The show's awesome. This game's violent. It's very it's kind of a little bit of a depressing game because bad things will happen. It's not like everything's all nice. People are gonna bite it. Some of the side missions are fucked up. You hunt monsters. You got steel. What is it? Steel for humans, silver for monsters. You have 2 swords. Looks amazing. The story's good. Another big game, open world game. The DLC was awesome as well. I played both of those. The one is Blood and Wine, and the other is Hearts of Stone. And he's just a good character. He's not he's very even keeled kind of, and you get your ass kicked. You got to use your potions and your put the oils on your blades and stuff before fights because it can be tough. Some of these things. And Gwent is in here, which is a fun mini game, card game. Between this and Red Dead Redemption 2 for sure. This one here is also a gift. Same person who got me Lego Harry Potter and another one that I'll show. Sega Genesis Classic, so thank you again for these. This is an awesome game. It just has all 50 Genesis games on it. I love the Genesis. It might be my favorite system, either that or Super Nintendo of all time. This is just a who's who of heavy hitters. I mean, you've got... I'll just start flirting out random ones. Altered Beast, Fatal Labyrinth, E-SWAT, awesome game. Columns 3, Columns, Kid Chameleon, The Revenge of Shinobi, Shadow Dancer's on here, Shinobi 3, all 3 Golden Axes, all 3 Streets of Rage games, Vector Man 2, Toe Jam and Earl, a freaking classic, Shining in the Darkness, both Shining Force games, Landstalker, Phantasy Star 2 and 3 and 4, Sonic 2, Sonic and Knuckles, It's just Gunstar Heroes, just awesome games on here. And the way they have it set up in the game, I did a gameplay of this one. It's like in an old school room from like the early 90s, mid 90s. And it has all the games, how they would have looked. Because the original Genesis games that had the checkerboard cases were awesome. Then they had the red spine, which sucked. But the original ones for like the first 3 years of the Genesis life, best looking cases in my opinion. And they have them all lined up on a shelf. It's really cool. It's just fun. You could do like there's achievements and stuff and challenges and stuff like that. And you can save points and shit like that. And there's a double-sided poster in here. I think it's Golden Axe and it's definitely Golden Axe. It might be Streets of Rage on the other side. Yep. Rage. Golden Axe. Both amazing games, by the way. It's cool that they have these kind of discs and stuff. Sinking City, I got this one off of Gamefly as well. There's another one that has a map. Red Dead also has a map. So does Elder Scrolls. I have not played enough of this. It's also another Cthulhu-inspired game. Weird stuff's happening. You're a detective in this as well, but this one's more open world where you're doing side missions and stuff as well. It is yet another game that I need to get back into. Who knows when I will. Here's a game that gets shit too. I didn't know it got so much shit. I know a lot of people like it as well though, and I loved it. Final Fantasy 15. I'm gonna try to get their names. I've done this a few times and been corrected. It's he's Gladio or Gladiolus, this guy. This one's Prompto. The guy with the guns is Prompto. Ignis back here. I'm gonna forget the main guy's name that you use. Oh, I'll bring it to, alright, it says it on the back. Good. Noctis. Shit goes down. And you drive around in your car along another big open world. You can find old school Final Fantasy tunes and listen to your car, which is awesome. The battle system is not turn-based. I'm pretty sure the Final Fantasy VII Remake does the battle system like this as well. You run around. You gotta pick what to do, but you can run around constantly and keep wailing, and it goes, you know, it keeps moving. You gotta keep doing things, but you can keep moving around. You're not stuck in a turn-based system. It's a cool game. Some giant boss fights in this. I don't know, people shit on it, but I actually really quite enjoyed this game, to be honest with you. I did a review on it a long time ago. I don't know if it's still up. I might have taken it down at some point because it didn't have any views. Really cool game though. Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Ultimate. I was gonna say Addiction. Ultimate Edition and Rare Replay. Gears of War Ultimate Edition is just a revamp of the original Gears of War. I played through this one full again. It added stuff from the PC version, which wasn't in the 360 version. Because I was playing it, and all of a sudden I'm like, this did not happen. Like, I didn't just forget this. You fight a Brumac and stuff. Like, you're running around fighting a Brumac. I was like, this didn't happen. There's another section, so that was cool. Once again, it looks a little bit better. But it was cool to go back and play it, because I love that first Gears of War game. For sure. The other game, Rare Replay, is cool. I'm a big Rare fan. So you have games from the Vectrix, the Spectrum, whatever it is. It's the Vectrix. I think it was released in Britain. I don't know if they even released it here. But there's a lot of those games. NES, they had a lot of good games on the NES. Super Nintendo, there's a few. They couldn't do Donkey Kong Country. They made those. Nintendo owns the rights. A lot of great N64. Their N64's run was amazing. You get 360 games as well. And Grab the Ghoulies from the original Xbox, which is a really that's a hidden gem, in my opinion. Grab the Ghoulies is a good game that kind of got shit on because Microsoft bought Rare and people were pissed. Which I will say, Rare is more of a natural fit with Nintendo, but Nintendo sold them, so what are you going to do? A lot of good games, though. They had a great run on the 360, too. But some of my favorites are Cobra Triangle. I was pumped to have that. That's in the NES. You got Battletoads in here, Perfect Dark Zero, Conquerors, Bad Fur Day, Jet Force Gemini, Blast Corps, another sick game on the N64 where you just have to plow through buildings so your like nuclear missile doesn't explode. That your character good game. RC Pro-Am. Both Viva Pinatas, which is amazing. Solar Jetman. There's a cool one from the older system. I can't remember if it was the Vectris Spectrum. What was it called? I really actually kind of enjoyed it. Oh, where is it? I'm trying to find it on the back here. Night Lore. I think it was Night Lore. You're going through like specific rooms trying to do stuff and finding keys. It's kind of fun. And Cameo was cool. It's just a really good compilation of games. No Captain Skywalk though. King's Quest, classic turn-based action. I mean, not turn-based. Point-and-click action in the vein of the original King's Quest games. We have not beaten this one yet. I think we got past the first 2 chapters. It's the first game we actually got, other than Gears of War Forge came with the system, which I no longer have. Good voice acting. There's a lot of known people in it, and it looks really good. And you know, people can die too if you make wrong decisions. Some of the characters, so you gotta know what you're doing on that. But cool game though. Ukulele and the Impossible Lair. This is actually from people who were at Rare. And you have Grant Kirkhope who does the soundtrack, which does great work. It's a cool 2D game, fun platformer, which you don't see a ton of these days. Fun platformer is definitely good. Nice bright look. For sure, it's fun. Another one we haven't beaten, we need to get back into. Okay, so I'll finish with my Resident Evils, then go into the sealed games. Resident Evil Revelations 2, I've talked about this before. Creepy game for Resident Evil standards, in my opinion. I don't find a lot of the Resident Evils overly creepy. I like the atmosphere, but I don't find them overly creepy. Really creepy game. It was released episodically originally, and then I just got it obviously on the disc. It was cheap. It was like $9 new. But certain points you use Claire and Moira. Claire and Moira, she's Barry's kid, Barry Burton, and yet the other ones use Barry Burton and this girl, which I forget her name. But you're on this island. You gotta fight your way out. Cool looking enemies. Creepy looking enemies. There's collectibles as always in this. It's just a really cool game. I actually really liked it. I actually liked the first Revelations 2, which was on a boat, but used Jill Valentine, that one, but I really liked it. I might do a gameplay of this at some point too. And there's 2 different endings in this one too. And it's got the raid mode, which is fun. You gotta like keep your timer up, you get points and stuff. It's cool. God, I love this game here. Resident Evil 7, Biohazard. I can't wait for Resident Evil Village, or 8 Village, whatever they're calling, because I'm pumped for that one too, because that one's going to be in first person just like this one. I'm pretty sure he used the same guy, Ethan. I got this again. I owned this originally back when it came out. But I got it again. I sold it. I got it again because Gold Edition. I wanted to play the DLC stuff. Graphically, it's good. First, in my opinion, this is the first really creepy Resident Evil I played where I was like, oh man, it gave me like Silent Hill, Fatal Frame type vibes in terms of creepiness. The banned footage DLC is awesome and so unique and cool. You're doing games with the kid, Lucas, the son of the family that you're fighting against because they've been like taken over and possessed by the girl. This girl here. But you feel bad for him too at the end. There's a part where you're like, he like comes to you, Jack Baker, and like your head, and he's like, God, you gotta help us, man. We don't want this, you know. But bedrooms where you gotta like escape from your bedroom, and the mother comes in, Marguerite, periodically if you make too much noise, and you gotta like figure stuff out, go back into the bed so she doesn't know you got up. Jack's 55th birthday, you gotta keep feeding him. It's like a mini, you kept feeding, you shoot enemies to get more time, and you gotta keep feeding him, and you feed him a certain amount, and then you win the level or whatever. You get certain grades on it, and you gotta combine food so it fills him up more. Ethan Must Die, I don't know, 21 is the one with, where you have to, do this crazy stuff with Lucas. It's like Saw and stuff. You like stab and just like cut your own fingers off if you screw up. There's another guy you're playing against. There's like a saw coming at you and stuff. Electricity in one of them. It's really cool. I didn't do Daughters or Nightmare yet. I think Nightmare is just like a hard mode. You gotta do stuff on it. And End of Zoe I played where you use Jack's brother trying to save Zoe, the sister, the daughter in the family, and Not a Hero is with Chris. That was free on the other one as well. Awesome game. Resident Evil 2 Remake, fucking another amazing game. This one was creepy too. They made this creepier than the original. Of course, graphically it's gonna look creepier, but awesome game. You can use both Leon and Claire, and it is different enough when you use them both. I played this just back to back. I played it as Leon, then immediately played it again as Claire. So Claire goes to the orphanage, and there's a couple different rooms you can't get in as Leon in the precinct. What's the guy who chases you? What do they call him? I can't remember his name. He pops up periodically and chases you. No, it's not Nemesis. Is it Nemesis? No, Nemesis is the one who goes stars in the third one, right? Yeah, the Nemesis is in the third one. I can't remember his name. Mr. X, I think they just call him. He's got like a top hat on a black trench coat. It's really cool. It looks good. Like it's a legitimate like remake, not like a remaster with graphics like this much better. This is a full-on remake of a game. And this also has the cool little side stories of the people. It's called Ghost Survivors. It's all people that actually died in the original one, but you can actually have them survive, and this is kind of cool, for sure. So it's cool stuff to do after you beat it as well. Awesome game. And here's 3. I need to finish this one. I have not finished it because I put Red Dead in, and that was it for me there. But you use Jill and Carlos in this one. It's cool. It's not as good as 2 because this one is actually completely different than the original game. It's more action oriented. It's just really redone. Once again, though, a complete remake of a game, which I can appreciate. Nemesis also appears periodically, comes after you. He's tougher than Mr. X because he like jumps and runs after you and shit, and like he's on you like quick. But like I said, it looks good. I heard this one's really short too, but whatever. I do need to beat this though for sure. I've been having fun with it though, honestly. I don't like it as much as 2, but I have been having fun with it. And here, I'll finish off with the sealed games. This one was a gift. Kingdom Hearts 3. Just the person who got me Second Genesis Classics and Lego Harry Potter, as well as 2 Vita games. Thank you again very much. Eventually I will play these games, but I'm like, I haven't gotten around to it, so I just kept these ones sealed. It looked cool. I had it on my list too because it was like really cheap. I'm like, I'll throw it on there. It looks cool. I played a little bit of the ones to test them back in the day, the PS2 ones when I'd get them at garage sales, and I played a good amount of actually the one on the GBA, Chain of Memories. But it's Square characters and Disney characters, I think, right? Donald and Goofy are main buddies. Yeah, I need to get around to this. Another gift, thank you. The person who got it. Watch Dogs. I need to get around to this one too, because I'm interested in playing this one, because then I can play the second one, and then Legion, if I like them all. But it looked cool. It looked a cool game where you can control like stoplights and stuff like that. Hacking it, you can hack everything. It looked kind of cool actually. So another one I need to get around to for sure. Another gift. The next one is also one. Thank you to the person who got me this one. We Happy Few. This is another one that looks cool. You know. It says here, play through 3 interwoven character storylines. Take your joy or face the consequences. It had like a cool art style, and it's kind of survival horror-y, I guess. That's another one I really want to play, because like I said, it has a cool look. And Sniper 3 Elite, thank you again. The person who got this for me. This actually was this had like a special edition, so it had like all the little things in it and stuff. It came in like a tin with some stuff, cards and some other stuff. But it's a place in North Africa, 1942. You're a sniper, so it looked like a cool game. I know there's obviously 3 of these. I think there's a 4 and a 5 too. This is another one I need to get around to playing. I just have, and then I have another 4 that I got that I still haven't opened too. So this one is a Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden Deluxe Edition. I picked this up because it looked cool. It was cheap, and it's a turn-based strategy game, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get that. But you use these are part of your crew, this duck and this boar. I think you use a regular person, and then you use these animals that I assume mutated into these things. I don't know. much gameplay evidence. Just looks like a cool, tough strategy, RPG, turn-based strategy RPG type now. And this has all the stuff. This has Seas of Evil expansion and stuff like that. So eventually I'll get around to this too. As I will get around to this one as well. Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Slipcover. It is sealed though. I have played some of this though. I played some of this back when it was on Game Pass. I think it's still on Game Pass. And it was cool. It said something about it. Oh god, what was it? It says it in the back. Yeah, it says created in collaboration with neuroscientists and people who experience psychosis. So it has like a really dreamy, almost dreary kind of feel when you play it. It actually really does too. It's interesting. You kind of get into like one-on-one fights. From what I remember, it looked good. But I wanted to get back into it because it had that feel to it. Like you almost felt like you were dreaming or you were sleeping. What place? Very interesting for sure. And it's another one I need to get into. I got this one for Christmas. Last two. Oh, this is another cheap one that I got. Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. This was originally, I believe, a PSP game. Yeah, this is action-packed battles. I think this is like big battles and stuff. It's like not your standard Final Fantasy affair, I believe. Oh, look, it has a demo for 15. I should play that and see how I like it. But eventually I'll play this as well, because it actually does sound interesting, but God knows when I'll get around to it. I don't know how much better it looks than the PSP. I'm pretty sure this is a PSP game. Originally. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the last one I actually have played, but I picked it up because it was $5 at Five Below. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I'm not going to open it again until I feel like playing it, which God knows when that will be. It was a cool game though. I enjoyed it because it was different. It takes place in the far future. You're like getting into, you get a couple levels where you're in a spaceship and you're getting into space combat, which was really cool. You can do little side missions from like your main spaceship. You can go to the like derelict ship or abandoned ships and stuff and do little side missions, which is cool. It had a different feel in my opinion than the other Call of Duties, and it looked really good, like they all do. I think you end up in Paris at one point fighting. I can't remember a lot of it. There only are a few of the space combat you get in your spaceship. And you're like, it's cool. It's different for sure. And once again, I haven't played zombies or in multiplayer in this, or I didn't last time either. But yeah, that is all of my Xbox One games. Thank you again to the people who gifted me the games. If I missed anybody, if I just went past and forgot to say it was a gift, I apologize. So I'll say it again here at the end. Thank you to everybody who got me the gifts. It was much appreciated. I will get around to playing the ones I have not played yet. I just have a ton to play. It's crazy. It's too much, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but that's why I'm kind of like, okay. I still do have a few things on my wish list, but I'm like, they're just sitting there. I'm like, probably don't need any more. But yeah, that's my Xbox One collection. I'm glad I kind of kept this one under an hour because I'm really thirsty and I have to pee now. But